didn't call then and you would like to pick up the phone now, please do it and get that set.
Okay, now what everybody has been asking me for, and like I said, is the fact that they did the 30th anniversary. They understand the rarity of this. They understand what's going on. They understand 30th anniversary. What I have is the 2016, both the edge lettered, because remember, they did the satin finish and they did proof in the 30th anniversary edge lettering.
Okay.
This is both of the coins.
Okay.
Now here's what I've done. Is I've taken, this is not the box that they came in. This is an old United States Mint box that came with the 25th anniversary set, okay?
Okay.
I saved them because we certified so many coins.
Okay.
I've got about 2,000 of these boxes. That's how many of those old 25th anniversary coins we sold now at $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,500. So I'm gonna give you this box, and these fit very nicely right in here, just like this. There you go, just like that. They fit in the box. So you have this 30th anniversary, which did not come in any box whatsoever. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm giving you this box, and it's just a beautiful box by the United States Mint. It's got this beautiful, it's
I like that.
Isn't that cool that where they put that in there?
Yeah.
I think we sold the box for $29.95 by themselves.
Oh my goodness,
okay?
yeah.
So I'm giving you both the satin finish coin, which we just sold about 150 of in 70, but I have this in in original gem brilliant uncirculated, and then the proof gem proof.
Okay.
Now I told you about the rarity of this coin, of course, with only 168,000. What a lot of people don't realize is the proof coin, while they made more of them, it's still one of the single rarest proof coins ever put out by the United States government. Also came out towards the end of the year, not quite as late as this coin, but normally they do about 1 million proof coins, and they sell for $149, $179 by themselves.
Okay.
This year they did about half that number of the 2016s.
Okay.
They did about half the number of the 2016s, okay?
Okay.
Both of them stamped 30th anniversary, one time only. These are the only two edge-lettered silver eagles in the history of the United States government. You get the pair for $199 with the special presentation, the blue lacquer box that you have right here. So it is a spectacular opportunity for you to own the entire complete 30th anniversary set for $100.